Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Play Stellaris, the Life-Seeded series. I'm your host, Colosfade, and it's lucky episode 13. It's the year 2384. This is what our empire looks like. We are fighting a war over here with the Boki Hive, and unfortunately to fight that war, the only access they had at all was either through a fallen empire that we can't get through, or through the new Utopia, which is the empire that came as a result of the Great Khan marauders being destroyed. And the only way we could get through here, the only expedient way to get through here, was to send all our envoys at them to open them up so that we could actually fight these bozos. And I don't want to take my envoys away from them because I want to leave this open. This is the only way in and out of the Boki Hive. We need to get this war put to an end because another war is brewing. The Silicon Manifold are part of the Zik-Mok Star Dominion, and we took our envoy away from them to use it to open up this guy's borders over here. In doing so, they've become cranky and they've started to claim our systems, which is what all this is up here. Now, they are part of the Zik-Mok Union, which there are other two members like us, the Consolidated Zik-Mok Nations, and these guys down here, the Eerie Divine Confederation. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get a war started with us, even if they want to do it. They may have to leave their federation. We'll see. Because there's four of them, actually. There's the Eerie, there's this, the Imethurian Cartel. We had to take an envoy away from the Imethurian Cartel. So I would like to put one back on there. It may be possible to put, because I don't want to take the Imethurian Carpatella. I don't want to take all my ones from the new Utopia on there. We need to keep those borders open to get our ships back. That would be, well, here's the thing. I guess our ships have jump drive capability. We might have been able to jump over from here to here, so we may still have a way out, actually. We probably had a way in using the jump drives, and I wasn't thinking about it. I'm so not used to having the jump drives. Let's do this then. Let's try to take some of the ones off the Apothecanate and put them back in here and improve our relations so that we don't have to fight with these guys just yet. Meanwhile, yes, now we knew from last episode we public trust officers we wanted because we're starting to get a little bit of crime on all of our worlds. We want to spend the money that we do have on alloys, and then the first thing we were going to do before this war continued was we had a lot of unemployment that we needed to take care of. So this planet here is having some unemployment issues. We're building administrative offices. That won't take care of all of it, so we're going to max out on generator districts to provide jobs for that. This place, mining, more. We need a whole bunch more of this. Civilian industries. Many more jobs there with them. Civilian industries on this world also is doing a little bit of energy and food. I'm not sure about that food. Oh, global stock exchanges. We have this. We can start putting this down. We probably should on every world where we can find it. Every world where we can find space. Let's do this. City districts will provide a couple more clerk jobs. All these worlds I got to start putting the galactic stock exchange on. I got one on there. That world's basically finished. We could raise that up for some jobs in the future. This is a refinery world, and the things we're running lower on are crystals, but we're starting to run a little lower on volatile motes now. I'm going to start putting galactic stock exchanges in all these, though. You get one per planet. This. Where's robots? We're going to make it a generator world. Okay, this planet is almost done. We can provide more jobs by upgrading this building. This will provide a bunch more clerk jobs. but then we're going to run out of housing. So what we're going to do at this point in time is we're done needing robot assembly plant on it. Don't need that anymore. Just going to build some luxury residences to provide some additional housing. This planet needs more jobs, and we don't have any more districts to do, but all we have are upgrading of buildings. So we'll do that. 3 more researchers will upgrade that building. We'll upgrade this. Now we're getting into the space where we're really going to need refinery resources a lot. Just gonna need them and need them and need them. Yeah, upgrades. This planet has run out of housing. It said, oh man, you get a little bit more housing here. Currently it has 9 housing. Upgrading the capital will give it 4 more. Upgrade this to give it some more. And then we need more jobs. So do that. So now we're getting to the point where population and unemployment are going to be an issue. So the next thing I really want to build is the ring world as soon as we get 300 influence to build it. So now jobs are mostly taken care of. We're going to cruise in here and hopefully put a crush into these guys. The best fleet they have there is 21. The next one behind that is 16. So they have roughly 50k in total fleet power here, and we have 120 or whatever we have. 100. We have 130 fleet power. So we're gonna march over into there, try to take them out, take care of that. Consumer goods, good news. We keep making that go down with our consumer good planets. They all have a C in the first slot. That's how we know. This is going to be a smorgasbord. Okay, hold on. Whoa, victory. We have won this war because we went in there and we kicked their butt. And they said, hey, enough of that. And all of our allies voted for peace. So that's wonderful. Okay. Well, then what that means is, gentlemen, you give them to me. You have Valorum and Kerma go back home. I'm going to repair you. And all of our troops can also go back home as well. Fantastic. So that is great. That solves that problem. And the silicon manifold keep declaring, yes, we won the war. Great. That was awesome. So we finished that off. Who do we want to go after next then? The silicon manifold, it would be nice to go after them and capture them. It would be nice to vassalize them in a vassal war and get all their space. I think I probably need one more fleet to really do that. And to do it well. I need at least one more fleet. And a couple of, and these choke points need to get worked up really good. So I'm going to add a monthly trade to buy some alloys. Even with the I don't like that price point though. Let's say if it's below 7, you can do that. It's gonna squeak at us. We'll see if I can live with that squeaking or not. I don't know if I can. So we'll see what happens. Robot assembly plants. Alright, let's check some of our robot pops here. That's building miners, that's good. This one should be building miners. Yeah. This one should be building energy guys. Which could be any species, but I prefer it just be technicians. That would be better. There you go. You're not building anybody yet. You guys should be building miners. Great, okay. Most people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Matter decompressor, where are you on that? Building matter decompressor, 84%, great. So if we can get ourselves out of consumer good purgatory here pretty soon, be kind of good. Be a good thing. This planet needs housing. So we're going to raise this up to provide jobs. We're going to raise that up for housing. We may have to... Oh, we're going to have to nuke the robots to give more... Which is fine, because the planet is now maxed out for population, or at least it's close to it. We don't need the robots being built on these planets anymore when we get to that stage. At that point in time, it's just unnecessary. So those buildings should get us out of that. Should be great. Void superiority. The construction of the impressive juggernaut has been completed. This mobile behemoth changes the paradigm of offensive warfare entirely. It can construct and repair ships on the front line, and it is equipped with devastating firepower, allowing for a ceaseless assault of those who dare stand against us. Only fools would oppose the Lord. Yeah, well, we know how fools operate. This guy, what I'm going to want is... He's been claiming systems over here. So we're going to want a fleet over here to protect against that. But we're going to want to attack from this front here. He's got this world Drisk over here. I'd really like to have that. I think I'm going to put the Juggernaut right. It's either there or here. These are... I'm going to put the Juggernaut right there. We're going to start getting these built up, these bases. And I know it's going to put us over our limit, so we're going to look at technology and say naval capacity. What I really want is starbase capacity. We'll come back to that one. I don't mind doing that right now. This is what I want. Is to be able to crush these guys. I want to get ready to crush them. These, what are these? Or friendly fleets. The free boss. Hachu. This guy, what are you building? Are you building anything? Are you building a gateway yet? No, you can't, because we don't have it. Let's take a look at our guys here. This scientist, what they want, anti-autocratic, a nominated elected government will please. Yeah, well, you know, free movement, that's not happening. Reproductive freedoms. Reproductive freedoms. Banning the use of selective population controls. I think we could do that. Population controls allowed. Can use non-voluntary species and planetary population controls. Can selectively grow decline species. I'm not sure we're worried about that because of habitability. We have enough different biomes in our empire that I think what's going to happen is the game is not going to grow a species on a planet if there are several that are going to grow better. For instance, if you have a tomb world and you have a species with 75% tomb world habitability and everybody else is in the red, those red ones won't grow there. I'm not worried about this. That's 10 years to change that. Let's see, and what else does he have? Anti-stratification, born equal, refraining from enacting policies that favor the ruling elite, favor the galactic. Well, let's see, native interference, unrestricted. What else can we do here to boost some of these? Scientist, stratified society, ensuring a stratified society, be it through a stratified economy, slavery, or purging, will please them. Extra national authority, extending our influence to dominant subject nations. See, these people have competing interests. It makes it hard to squeeze any more influence out of them. Reproductive freedoms, anti-stratification, born equal. What is this? Empty shells, allowing for the replacement of organic life. Profane machines, giving soulless synthetics full citizen rights will greatly displease the church of traditional values. Oh, well, too bad. so I can see where this is going. Strong alone. Yeah, see, we're not going to get anything out of that. That's a micromanagement nightmare of epic proportions that provides us little to no benefit. So research. Okay, what do we have here? He's still silicon manifold is still laying claim to our systems. Okay, you need also, what is this? Asteroid defense system. Ooh. Nope. What do I need to do with this asteroid defense system? Oh, I just need to research it. Okay. Translating required. Do those two things. They're cheap. But the bigger issue here is this starbase upgrade. And this one over here, I think, upgrade. I don't think it has defenses yet. Yeah, it doesn't. So we need to create some. So these defenses, point defense, this is great. Mediums, we don't want those anymore. We want to use these. And in this fact, shield generator, full regen, save. So let's go through these and fix them all. Because you have these, but these kinetic batteries are better for the large ones. So we save those. Point defense, all we need to do is fix this stuff. We're gonna fix these all, and then we're gonna build them. We're gonna create ourselves some nice little choke points against this army, because we don't know exactly where he's gonna be at all times. These mediums, this is all medium kinetic, so let's fix this. The G's, at this point in time, these little guys do 68 to 88, and their tracking is 25%. These guys have worse tracking, which is how frequently they readjust to realign with their target. But look, they do so much more damage. So I'm going to do space torpedoes, and one of the swarmers, 20 to 27. It's for if anybody gets close. Full damage. I'm going to leave those guys. I'm going to leave this like this. But I'm going to put a couple of those fatties on there because everybody likes a fatty. We have better now immune flagella. You can see these guys, their damage is 6 to 17. Their damage is 20 to 30. So once you have amoeba flagella tech, you want to use it. The amoeba flagella. These are the small Ks. These are great. I don't think there's a better kinetic gun than those. Nope. Stormfire autocannon. They rock. They have a, let's see, type damage cooldown 2.3. These have a cooldown of 4. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to leave that way. These are little armor holes. Okay, so now what we need is big armor holes. We need these. These guys. We need those because they're awesome. And then on the little dudes, when they get close, when ships get close, I like to have a group of these penetrators. So we just call them pen. Oh, nope, not like that. That's not how you spell it. What is wrong with my hand? It's the microphone's in the way and I keep pressing the wrong thing. Alright, I think that gives us a solid set of tools there. So on this defense, we want to upgrade first and put the ion cannon down first. Special project failed. Sadly, our linguistics have been unable. Linguists. Okay, I can finally read today. Sadly, our linguists have been unable to understand the entirety of the alien language used in the old documents found on Romacus. However, they managed to translate the essentials, which has given us a glimpse into the culture. So we get influence, which is nice. This is going to upgrade first. We're going to make sure that our ion cannon doesn't suck. There it is. It's got it on.
Construction project concluded.
So that's on.
Special project concluded.
Asteroid defense system. Splendid. This system down here. Okay. First things first. Just got to keep upgrading, buddy. So we'll have a ship over here with we're going to need 4 fleets to destroy this guy. We got this down here. He's upgrading. This is Does this go from... Yeah, it doesn't. That's good. Where does this tunnel go to, though? It goes to there. Oh, when they go to war with us, they're going to sneak right in there with the free bows. Hachu. They won't like that. What else do they have in here? These guys can keep claiming systems. That's fine. In fact, it's a waste of time to put my envoys on them. So, Imithuran Cartel. I'm going to grab off the silicon manifold. Improve relations with anybody who's working with the silicon manifold. Yes, it's a deal. And silicon manifold. Yeah, there's no sense. The silicon manifold, we're not going to fix them anymore. So we're not going to improve relations with them, and I don't care to. I'm fine destroying them and taking all their space. 259 influence. We are almost on our way to the matter. Well, the matter decompressor we've been building. In fact, there it is. We can upgrade it now. There goes a bunch of our alloys. What I meant to say is we get enough influence so we can start building a ring world. But the one thing I want to do maybe before I even start, I really want to start building a ring world.
Construction project concluded.
But before we even worry about that, I want gateways in places so that my fleets can rapidly move around and handle this ding dong over here. Because I want to be able to move from port to port. This place over here, this port, same thing. Upgrade this. We need to get a defense grid supercomputer on this. It's got 4 hangar bays because it's still protecting along this route, and it really should be doing what? It should be going to here, and then that should be shooting across there. So we're still going to get some, yeah, that helps out the trade there, the piracy. Okay. So what we have to do now is prepare for, yeah, rare crystals, of course. There we go, jack that trade price up. Let's do some more. Housing the surf refineries, yep, crystals. This not going to provide enough jobs though, is it? Well, cross that bridge and come to it. So we still have some of these buildings we can upgrade. The EQ Monopolis has some crime. Crime from Pops. Well, let's upgrade those. This planet is basically done. So, and we've turned off. We don't have genetic plants and we don't have robots anymore. So, Kuma Prime is a planet we now need to start just permanently moving Pops off of it. Here, we have a bunch of unemployed people. We can afford to give some more research jobs here and then do that. More research jobs here. There's the research institute. Let's slap that down. This planet running low on housing. So what we want to do is take this guy, the robot plant, and replace it with luxury residences, and we want to start boosting those luxury residences up and providing more jobs with that. A ring world would be really nice. Oh man, I'm tempted. I want to build gateways because it's going to help us protect ourselves, but I think getting a ring world started might be more paramount. Might be more important. So that just may be where we're at. This planet. Yeah, so with the number of synthetic crystal plants we need, we just got to keep plopping those things down. Jobs there, housing there. This planet's going to be done. This planet needs more jobs. It's going to have to settle for clerks, because there's not a lot of city districts on that planet. This Looks good, so we can put another civilian industry down. This planet looks pretty good. It's got robots in the sky. It needs, the next thing it needs is a commercial zone. Oh, and then it's going to need housing, isn't it? More cities. Alright.
Research concluded.
Research concluded. Starbase capacity. Keep doing that. I need a few more starbases. Here, what do we have? Reduce resource output from workers and slaves. Increase. It doesn't matter which one we get to first now. We just need to get to them. So let's get them through so we can get those last. So we can get those last traditions done, unlocked. Because then we can go over here when the traditions are unlocked. We can go for ambitions. And these are all fantastic. That's when the end game really starts to kick in. It feels like to me is when you can start to use ambitions. So we have this mega structure. You were the matter decompressor, which good job. You're done now with that job. We're gonna do you as a gateway builder. So what I want you to do for building a gateway is get over here. We need to build one over there. The silicon manifold. The silicon manifold has all its alloys. Allies, not alloys. Allies. And in those allies, it has the Consolidated Zikmok, the Imethuran Cartel, and the Eerie Divine. So the Imethuran Cartel is here. So that presents a problem because they're going to come into the war against them. So we need to have a base there. And then the Free Bos Pachu, they are part of us. So this blocks everything off on this side for us. These are our allies. They'll take care of that. So all we have to worry about is the Imethuran Cartel and then these bozos. But that still means we need far more fleet power than what we currently have. So how are you guys? You're getting there. We're going to upgrade you for a little bit.
Fleet enhancement supply.
We're going to check our other fleets too. The first fleet needs to be upgraded for 3,000. And it's going to need some reinforcements. The second fleet needs to be upgraded and they'll also need a smidgen of reinforcements. The third fleet, where are all my shipyards? No, you're at the third one that we have is the mega structure, so okay. The mega, but we can't make you dock there, which is dumb. It's okay. Trade deal duration expired with the new year prior. That's fine because all we needed to do was get through here. So, and we did that, and these guys, the Boki Hive said, huh. And now they kind of actually like us. Ooh, we have a truce with them, and they kind of like us. So, that's good. Victory has been disabled. I was curious about that. So, what that means is the only way to get to the victory screen is to completely wipe out the whole galaxy. And for us, I believe for us, and if we're in a federation, for our federation to be the only things left. So this is going to be a very long series, folks. It's going to be a while before I get to the next two empires that I really want to play. I really want to play a version of this faction that's kind of more democratic. I want to... What I'm excited to do is tweak this particular empire that I have so that they have maximum influence gain, because I've learned how important that is with them. I want to do some kind of start here, and it may require more democracy and stuff like that, but I want to do something where it's just massive influence gain so we can build mega structures as fast as possible, build gateways as fast as possible, and take over the galaxy in an egalitarian fashion like we're going to do here. The other species, the other empire I'm really excited to build is assimilators, basically the Borg from Star Trek. I'm really excited about that. And they really have only one viable origin start, and that's Ringworld. So I'm going to have to try that out and experiment with it. Elgate insights, let's just get those off of there. Excuse me. So I'm still trying to figure out where the best place is to put the Juggernaut, whether I want him there or over here. to the east at the Sibaran Maelstrom.
Research concluded.
I feel like, see that he has two systems here with planets. There's one planet here, degree, for when your armpits just need
Research
a little
concluded.
more. You should use degree. And there's this gas giant reciprocal. Oh, he's got two planets here. He's got reciprocal and he's got trigonometric. So he's got two of them. So conquering those would be great. Naval capacity. Assault army damage. Those are always nice. Let's go assault army damage because it's so cheap.
Fleet enhancement supplied.
And then here, let's do this. What do I have going? Defense platform damage. I'm going to need a couple of those probably. So down here, this one we upgraded. It's going to be Sebastian as well. Upgrade that.
Another day, another scientific breakthrough.
Another scientific breakthrough. Alright. Starbase capacity, yes please. We're into full repeatables now? We're into all the repeatables here, so that's great. Okay. Oh, we have enough influence to start a ring world, if that's what we want to do. How much is it to build a gateway? Ring world site. Gateway construction is 100. Okay. I think it's too important. We have to start the gateway here. I mean the ring world. So, yeah. You have to do it, dude. We need it, because we need a place to put our pops.
Construction project concluded.
I would like to also get the Dyson Sphere going, but that's the thing. Yeah, let's get the ring world, then we can build the Dyson Sphere. We're making money. We're doing alright on money. I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel bad about doing that stuff in that order. This was grabbing the trade through here, and then it's not really doing anything else. I always feel bad not having these fully upgraded, because you can put anchorage on them, so we'll do that. That's a little bit of the OCD-ish there. I'm not OCD. I don't consider myself OCD, but I have maybe a sliver of it, where things that are out of order or not correct or not things that are not complete bother me. I'll tell you this. What bothers me is Steam achievements. I love it when there's a game and I can get all the Steam achievements on it. And what bothers me about Steam achievements, or trophies if you're playing PS4 or whatever you want to call it, what bothers me is when they decide to put multiplayer achievements in there. And Battletech is a classic example of that. Battletech has a ton of achievements and I've already got a whole bunch of them. And then I'm thinking, well, what haven't I done yet so that I can get all these achievements? And then I see there's like a dozen or 24 of them that are just related to online player versus player achievements. Now, if your game is Fortnite or Apex Legends or whatever, or one of those games where it's purposely built to be online player versus player, then all you should have is player versus player achievements. I mean, really. But in a game like Battletech, when it's such a well-crafted single-player game, it's got the campaign, and then it's got the career mode, and then it has the stupid skirmish mode, player versus player achievements, and it's like, I want to get all the achievements, but I have no interest in playing online against other people. I don't. Zero. Just like Stellaris, I have zero interest in playing online against a bunch of other Stellaris players. I won't say zero interest. I have about 5% interest. I feel like I want to do it one day just to say I did it. But I don't have a lot of faith that it would be a fun experience. A lot of that has to do with previously I tried playing multiplayer on Galactic Civilizations 3. I got a guy who messaged me, and sorry dude, I can't remember your name now. You may not even follow my channel anymore. But this gentleman wanted to do that. And I had heard how horribly buggy and difficult online play was with Galactic Civilizations 3, and there was no lie, it took us forever to get it up and running, and then it would crash, which was just terrible. And it was a really horrible experience playing it, and we were playing as two people on the same federated team trying to play against the AI, and even then it was just difficult. It was a pain in the butt. I did like the aspect of it where, you know, you're on Discord in your channel and you're hanging out and you're talking about the game and other things while you're playing. That was fun, and I would like to find a group of people maybe to do that one time on a Saturday. Just be like, okay, we're going to start a small Stellaris game, 3 or 4 of us against, you know, each other in the AI or whatever rules people want to come up with. I don't care. It'd be fun to say I did it one time, but I'm not. Outside of that, it's not something I want to spend a lot of time on. It's certainly not something I want to spend a lot of time with the achievements on. And so it just drives me nuts when games have their achievements tied. Some of their achievements are tied to multiplayer play. It's like, oh, please, you're torturing me is what you're doing. You're torturing me. So, not a fan at all of that. This is one of those planets where it's getting full, and now we have to provide more housing. So let's first replace this with luxury residences and see how far that gets us. Not very far, of course. Luxury residences can only get you so far. This is another planet. It's got paradise domes out. This is one of the places where we're saying, okay, how do we really want to handle this? We already have 3 paradise domes, and we're going to start running out of housing when we upgrade these alloy factories. What we're going to want to do is take like a mining district here and replace it with a city and just start nibbling away at these districts, because I don't want to put any more paradise domes on here. I want actual buildings that are producing jobs, and you can be resettled to the Ecumenopolis. We'll get rid of your unemployed person. We'll send several clerks down so you have some room to grow. So there's that. As we try to get ready for war, because once these guys go to war with us, it's going to suck. And it's going to suck because we're going to have to go to war with their federations as well, and that's just not going to be great. One thing we need to do is make sure that all of our ways in have faster than light inhibitors on them. For instance, there is a gateway here and it does not, so that means we have to build. We can't let them in any, yeah, like this. There's a wormhole here. Where does this one go? Fortunately, this one's in our space, so this is okay. We don't have to worry about that one. There's a gateway there, and it has a faster light inhibitor on it. And then there's the L-gates, of course. That could be a problem. There's this Trom station. We're going to upgrade that to make sure that this gateway doesn't get... Can't let anybody in. And then here we are, megastructure. It's still building. Okay. The L-gates. Alright. So, progress. As always. Let's take a look at our fleets. Well, let's take a look at this world first. Upgrade that, put down more. We're starting to do well. We don't have an edict on for consumer goods. We're not buying and selling any of them, and we're in the black. So that's always a great place to be. The price of this has not come down very much. I think what I want to do is bump this up. If it ever does get that low, we want to buy a bunch. This right here, this is not... So, yeah, because it's the L-gate. These are kind of like overkill. Kind of like overkill. Communications chamber, what was that? Sublight speed, shields, shield hit points, collection range for hyperlane register. What? It adds 1 to the collection range? Really? That's kind of cool. Exceeding starbase capacity. Cooperative research channels. What does that thing do? Assist friendly ships in the system.
Another day, another scientific breakthrough.
Astral Studies Network. I need to look up more of that. That looks really interesting. Ship fire rate. Well,
Construction project concluded. Research concluded.
I'll go with this. Let's take a look at this. Research concluded. Starbase capacity, naval capacity, and fleet command limit. All that stuff. Just need more and more and more. Allocate insights. Battleship build speed. We want full repeatable, so let's keep taking those. This is Governor Leader Cap, and then, yeah. And then the Privy Council. It's not what you think. It's not a council of people sitting in a room, all sitting on a bunch of commodes. That sounds like what it is. Privy Council, but it's not. So we'll grab that. Don't you think? Don't you think, Slice? Privy Council? Ken? Privy Council? Bunch of guys sitting around in a room full of toilets? Privy Council? It's I know that's not what they mean, but it just comes across as funny to me. So
Construction project concluded.
And there's still more trade we can be collecting, but we need gateways to really do it. Senate resolution has failed. Moderate military sanctions. Too bad. What's coming up next? Up next, minor military sanctions, and we have said yes, we'll support that. Guardian Angels Act. What is this? Diplomatic weight from fleet power? No. Buzzword standardization. Diplomatic fleet from economy? We'll say yes. Minor research sanctions if you're denounced, yes, because you know what? In the end, it's going to be just us. Repeal minor research sanctions. Oppose. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff there. I'd like to denounce the silicon manifold, but we can't do that. So, what could we do? Denouncement. No, denounce the silicon manifold. Weak support. No empires are likely to support this resolution. Well, denounced. Modifier added. For only what? For only 120 months? Oh, that's hardly anything. Man, it needs to be like
Research
10 years. Well, it sucks when you're on the other end of that, so I can understand why it's not a long period of time, but still. Denouncement. Well, we're up to the point where I think we can build a gateway, and where I would like to build it, where I'd like to build it is here. But the thing is, I wanted this trade to be collected from here and here and here and go to here and here and here and here and go to here and then head off to my world. So yeah, let's build it here. Mega structure. Gateway construction site to build. If you build it, they will travel through it.
Research concluded.
Where does this one go? Way up here. Natural wormhole. Okay. Armed torpedoes. Devastator torpedoes. Just keep building things, boys. Which one is this? This base right here. Perfect. Just keep doing this. We'll add anchorage on here.
Construction
The big thing is... Oh, there's a black hole observatory we can put on there? I want the defense grid supercomputer, but a little extra research is always nice. Grab that first. This one... Yes, so that was just... Same thing. Mostly I just want the faster than light inhibitor on that. I don't necessarily want to build a whole bastion around it.
Concluded.
Where are some of my other ships here? Construction ship, which one are you? You're a gateway builder and you're not doing anything. You're going right over here. We'll build a gateway here too. We're going to build gateways at the perimeters so that our ships can move around as fast as possible when this thing goes to pot. And we have to fight these bozos. So a couple people were excited about the whole Battletech playthrough series, and I've been really contemplating how to do that, whether I want to do just career mode or whether I want to do the story. And I'm thinking very strongly of doing the story just because the story has some very unique battles that are kind of nail-biting. I got through them all on the first try, the first time playing through the game. So they're not impossible, but they felt like it at various points in time. It was just like, oh man, this feels really hard. I'm not sure I'm going to do this. And I like that kind of tension and stress, and I'd like to show that off in the series, playing through it. So I think that's one of the things I'm going to be doing, is just do the story. Okay, 267 days. So I could continue building on the ring world, but it's going to cost me 10,000 of these. How many more can I get? I want to wait for the matter decompressor because it's more important. So we're going to wait 267 days. We're going to wait and see what this does, because if I can't remember if its next upgrade requires 15 or 10. I think it's 15. So starbase capacity, keep grabbing those, and whatever's cheap on research here until we can get into full repeatables. We still need more volatile motes and rare crystals. We still have some things to do here. This, more jobs, more living space. This planet says, I need more. More. Got to have more. That's you can catch that text in a Dream Theater song. It's a voiceover from a movie. It's actually on Scenes from a Memory Part 2 album, I believe. Dream Theater, definitely one of my most favorite bands of all time. Absolutely love those guys. They're just, I've seen them live. They're amazing. They play all those notes just as perfect as you hear it on the album. It's their prowess and musicianship and technical expertise is not surpassed by anybody. And on top of that, they write some really awesome music. Just some incredible tunes. I was really happy because I've only been able to see them one time in concert, but the one time I did get to see them, they played every awesome, good song that I wanted to hear. And when a band does that, when you get lucky at a concert like that and they're playing all the things that you really want to hear, that's cool. It's easier with popular bands. You know, pop bands have hits. They have radio hits, and so that's what they do. They play their hits, but it's a little different when you're a progressive rock band that doesn't get played on the radio. You know, everybody's got their favorite stuff, and there are no hits that you like have to go out and play. So for Dream Theater, it's a different experience. Matter decompressor, how much? $12.50. Okay, so that means it's $12.50 for that. So if we go back down to our fleets, this guy can be upgraded for 62. This guy can be upgraded for 39. This guy needs to be reinforced for 870, and this guy can be reinforced for most of the rest of that. So he's not done yet being built. So then what I need to do is go in here. These fleets are starting to get up around 210 for logistics. I need to go in there and add some more ships via the blueprints. So energy weapon damage. These things are the same. Our shields are lagging behind. Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to see Dream Theater with Queensryche. Unfortunately, the version of Queensryche I got to see them play with was not the Chris DeGarmo version of Queensryche. He was the original guitar player, and really, he was the soul of that band, in my opinion. I mean, he was the chief songwriter, and he was the guy that made it work. You know, he and Jeff Tate wrote Operation Mindcrime together, and because Jeff Tate's not a musician, you know, it's a lot of Jeff Tate saying, do this and do that and make it sound like this, and then there's the musician, you know, there's DeGarmo behind the scenes saying, okay, it needs to sound like this, here's the guitar riff, you know, here's what you do. Digon. So, and DeGarmo's guitar playing, I mean, I'll confess, DeGarmo was, to a large degree, he's probably one of the 3 or 4 most influential guitar players that caused me to pick up the guitar in the first place. So he was the guy. It was him and It was him and George Lynch from Dawkins and Vito Bratta from White Line. They all, and the fourth guy, I can't leave him out, Warren DeMartini from Rat. They all had this phenomenal style in the 80s, you know, and yeah, a lot of people scoff, oh, it's hair metal. Well, okay, you can scoff at the immature lyrics. A lot of times those guys had nothing to do with writing lyrics. And Queensryche, for their parts, tended to write more grown-up lyrics than everybody else, but, you know, certainly Dawkins and Rat and White Lion were writing that big hair pop metal of the time. But you know, forget all that. The guitar work was what sold me on it. I mean, I was fascinated by the instrument as soon as I was a kid. It was just like, I love the way this thing sounds, and I love the way these players make it sound. DeGarmo, DeMartini, Vito Bratta, and Lynch all were, in my opinion, just some of the most amazing guitar players of their time. Absolutely fascinating. And to see Queensryche without DeGarmo was really, really disappointing. You know, they can play all the same songs, but they don't even play them right because they don't have him there to play his parts. And Michael Wilton is the other guitar player who had been in Queensryche since the beginning. And he certainly can do his best, but he's not Chris DeGarmo. He's not that fluid, and he's not that good of a lead player. He's just not in DeGarmo's league. And so, for instance, it was the other guitar player with a Les Paul. I can't even remember who took DeGarmo's place at that point in time. But this other guitar player had a Les Paul without a tremolo system, and they start doing the beginning of Jet City Woman, and that intro, those harmonic notes with the bend require a tremolo. You have to play it right or it just doesn't sound right. And here he is on this Les Paul without a tremolo, just butchering it. And I was like, why didn't Michael Wilton play that intro? Because he's standing over on the other side of the stage with a guitar that had a tremolo system on it, and this other guy's doing it and doing an incredibly poor job with it. And then from there, you just go on, and the song just doesn't sound right. And you get to the guitar solo, and neither one of them can do what DeGarmo did with any of those solos. DeGarmo wrote absolutely wonderful guitar solos for Queensryche. They always fit this song. They were always the perfect notes. There was never too much or too little. He knew when to let things breathe and then when to build the tension with some speed and technique. And that's what I loved about those guys. Is I love the great guitar players who know how to do that. They have all the tools in their toolbox. They have all the technique and talent, and they pull it back when they need to, and then they push it when they need to. And DeGarmo did that, and none of those guys could replace him. So seeing Dream Theater with the DeGarmo-less Queensryche band was a little bit disappointing. Anyway, that's a rant. I got to pick something here. Do we want to go engineered? Oh, I was thinking about going psionics, but I don't know if I can do that. Shared Destiny Voidborn. Mind over matter requires the psionic theory technology. So that's the conundrum. I don't know. I've never done psionics before. Telepathy. Research option gain telepathy requires the psionic theory technology. I gotta find out how to get that. So this episode's already pretty long. It's not the full hour, but we're gonna cut it off here because I want to do some research before we do the next episode. This is gonna be interesting. It's just gonna be a really long series. We're gonna have to go all the way to the end to conquer this galaxy, but it should be fun. I think I'm learning a lot about how this particular empire plays and a couple of the tweaks I would want to make to play it again. But thanks for watching, everybody. As always, if you guys dig the content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a question or comment down below. See you next time.